Hello.
I requested my own chair.
Okay. So welcome to the stars of the Vampire Diaries. As you all know, this series follows a young girl caught between two vampire brothers, and we are lucky to have the entire love triangle right here with us today. Nina Dobrev, Ian Somerhalder, and John Wesley. And Paul Wesley. And
Jonathan Wesley.
Paul Wesley.
It's not bad, actually.
And so please, no photos with the cast until the conference is over. Otherwise, there will be blood. So let's sink our teeth into some questions, shall we?
It's good.
Hi. Who do you think will be the major threat to Stefan and Elena's relationship in season 2? Damon or Catherine?
Probably both.
Yeah, that's a good question. Most people would think Damon, but I think we don't know what's going to happen in season 2, so we're sheerly speculating. But I think I was once I was in love with Catherine, so I think.
Yeah, there might be temptation for Stefan. But we don't know. I mean, we don't know exactly, but it could be a little bit of both.
I think that it's just going to depend on how much I pay Kevin Williamson to write some good stuff.
I gave him like $5,000.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I don't know if you want
Yeah, I should. I'll up
to
that.
top that, but
We'll figure it out. Can I borrow some money from anyone, please?
we are in Monte Carlo. People have cash here.
We're all journalists, so there's no money there.
Hey, obviously, you know, sort of like Vampire Diaries has got a very devout following. A lot of the fans are really into it. How much do you guys pay attention to social media and what a lot of the fans are talking about? Because some can get pretty fanatic and really into it.
There's a lot of it. It's pretty phenomenal, the amount of it that's out there. I don't think that we get to view too much of it. I think that it could actually be problematic to sort of soak all that in. I think by virtue of the fact that we tend to be pretty saturated with our own sort of the mythology of it in and of itself that we're kind of encapsulated within. So, but there is a phenomenal amount of it. I don't know about me. You guys may know a lot more.
I think it's a mistake to sort of follow that too much. It's good to be aware of what I don't know. I mean, I think to an extent, we're in Atlanta, we're secluded, we kind of do our thing 14 hours a day, so we don't have much exposure to it, I don't think. That's the truth. That's the reality of it.
But also, I mean, we basically live, minus the killing and the blood and all that, we don't sleep during the nighttime hours. We work at night and sleep during the day, so we basically are vampires. We don't have a lot of time to, thankfully, I think, don't have time to go on the internet and read all that stuff, because I mean, everyone has an opinion, and a lot of it's very positive, but there's so much out there, and it's hard to appease and please everyone.
I think, even initially when we didn't even shoot the pilot yet, there was this huge thing about the fact that you had dark hair.
Yeah, because Elena in the books is blonde and blue-eyed.
Right, and then
Not the case.
At this point, it's like, all right, yeah, but I mean, it's just a hair color, but if we had sort of we had heard about it from people, and if you had sort of allowed something like that, for example, to affect you.
Affect your,
That's basically when I stopped reading them.
Right.
I was reading it for a little bit, and then everyone was like, she's not blonde. What's going on? And I was like, okay, done.
Yeah.
Well, we also we all fall in love with characters, and we sort of grow with them, and we become married to their, whether it's a simple nuance or an aesthetic aspect, and so I think it's best for us to stay as far away possible from that and just sort of live within the beautiful confines of whatever the story gives us.
I concur.
Ditto.
Yes, hi, Frederick from Belgium. I've got a two-part question for Jan. First of all, you were famous with Lost, with your character in Lost. When your character died in Lost, were you scared not to find anymore a character in the TV show?
Scared to death.
Scared to death. To find a character in a successful TV show, was it hard to find a new series. And the second part of my question is, did you watch the last episode of Lost? I haven't seen it. It's shown in Belgium next week.
Oh, here,
But
let me tell you what happened. So,
yes. And what did you think about the last episode of Lost? And did you understand everything? Were there all the answers you were expecting?
the beginning part of that, you know, it's really funny. As an actor, you always think whatever job you have is going to be your last. You, in some way, shape, or form, think, I'm going to screw this up, and I'm never going to work again. And it literally took 5 years to find another show. I worked with HBO for quite some time, actually a very short amount of time. But yes, to answer your question, it's an exciting prospect, and it's also at times a scary prospect. There are two other actors up here, I think they would agree that finding work in this business is a nearly impossible task. So
finding good work.
Finding good work.
You can work,
exactly.
but
and it's also exhilarating and challenging at the same time. So it was a welcomed challenge. And the second part of the question, you know, the finale of that show was such a sort of monumental piece of material by virtue of the fact that it spanned the course of 6 years of really phenomenal storytelling. And I think that lends itself to people being exuberant and answering the questions that they had, and somewhat disappointment from other people. So we all had an idea of maybe where we wanted this story to go, and it ended, I think, very powerfully, very neatly, and with any good story, still leaves you asking questions.
Hi. I have a question for the three of you. There's a lot of flashbacks in the series, and I was wondering how much fun did you get when you play in costume, and how much it was changing the way you acted?
Those are our favorites.
Yeah, I'll let Nina answer that because she's so, or I'll let her go first, in love with the flashbacks.
I kind of like the flashbacks. I think it's really, we all have a lot of fun because we get to go into a different time frame, and we get to do period work and put on these different costumes. And when you're on a film set, not only do you look different, but also the whole environment. Like there's horses, there's people that are dressed the same way. It's like a whole different world that they create, and we get to
Transports you back in time.
and we get to be part of it, and we get to experience this thing, and it's a challenge, and it's different, and so we're very lucky. And I love it because I get to put on the corset and the dress and play dress up, and I get to bite people. It's great.
Right. I think apart from the fact that you're in this brand new setting with this amazing clothing that is really perfectly made so that it fits the time, there's different relationships. So Damon and I love one another. We're innocent, naive boys. And we fall in love with the wrong girl. Or the right, you know, that's subjective, but we fall in love with a girl who, you know, makes us who we are.
And it's exhilarating because this person who's just this beautiful figure who's very, very powerful, and kind of sucks us in. You know, it's the naivete of youth, and the first cut of what you think is love is quite arguably one of the most powerful moments in your life. And I think that this woman came into their lives and really inspired them and made them think and feel things they had never felt. However, having said that, it's also, that naivete also lends itself to just complete bliss. You get to see Stefan and Damon totally having so much fun together, and it's in such stark contrast to what you generally see them as.